What's up, everyone? It's Dr. J here, and we are at the Silent Retreat. The Silent Retreat is a tradition in mindfulness-based stress reduction courses that either at the end or near the end, we have an entire session that is just meditating. No discussions, no lectures, no processing, meditation straight on through for about 45 minutes or so. So even notice as I set this frame, what are you telling yourself? We've been building up to this all course long, doing so many 15, 20, 25-minute, even longer yoga sessions. But this is why you're here. This is why you're in this course, to focus your mind, dive into the present, and stay there for a regulating long period of time. So this is it. This is what the Silent Retreat is. I hope you enjoy it and know that you can come back to this anytime. I'll put time codes down in the description. If there's certain meditations you just want to come back and practice, you can click on that time code and it'll take you right to that meditation. But let's get into it. And as we begin the Silent Retreat practice today, go ahead and start out in a nice seated position. We're going to change positions many times as we flow throughout the day, throughout this session together. But getting in that cross-legged seated position, you can turn your hands upward if you want to cultivate more openness. You can fold your palms over your kneecaps if you want to feel a little more grounded, a little more center. But allow your spine to straighten. We tuck our chin slightly. And if it feels comfortable for you, go ahead and gently close your eyes. But just begin this session by setting an intention for yourself. Maybe your intention is just to be more mindful, to be more present. Maybe you're setting an intention for yourself to be patient. Or maybe it's to practice non-judgment when your thoughts come up, and practice self-compassion as you redirect your mind back to the focus of the meditation over and over again. But whatever it is, start out with that intention. And we begin the Silent Retreat by listening to the bell of silence. I'll ring it 3 times for us to flow into the meditations, and at the very end I'll ring it 3 more times. Allowing the sound of the bell to pull us in to this moment together, into the very first meditation we'll do, which is connecting with our breath as we've done so many times before. We connect with our breathing to activate that parasympathetic nervous system, to slow down, to come into the moment. I think we do this first by taking a few clearing breaths. Taking a nice, slow, deep inhale through the nose. We'll feel our shoulders rise, our chin rise, and then pausing at the top of the breath and slowly exhaling out completely through the mouth, breathing out all the way. Taking another nice, slow, deep inhale through the nose, breathing in the stillness of this moment. Exhaling out completely through the mouth, feeling the air moving through your throat, moving through your mouth over your lips. And taking one last deep clearing breath in, breathing this in all the way. Just noticing our deep breathing. And then exhaling out, feeling the air rushing from our lungs, up through our throat and out our mouth. And then just allowing our breathing to fall into its natural rhythm. Noticing how when we just pay attention to our breathing, we can naturally deepen it, sending the air all the way to the base of our lungs. And just begin by noticing where you can feel your deep rhythmic breathing. Maybe you can notice by feeling the air moving through your nostrils and feeling it slowly passing back out. Maybe you can feel the expansion and contraction of your stomach as your breath deepens all the way down. Maybe you're aware of the coolness even through the very tip of your nose as you just begin to slow down, come into this moment as we begin this silent retreat together. Feeling this gentle rise and fall of the breath anywhere you can notice it in the body, even if it's the slight shifting of our clothing. Maybe we can even feel the gentle rubber band expansion of our diaphragm as it just gently and rhythmically allows us to breathe in and then exhale out. And when mind begins to wander, when it becomes filled with thoughts of planning, judging, thinking, just gently and compassionately redirect it back to the breath, back to this moment as we begin to cultivate mindfulness over and over again. Maybe you notice your breath in your body, in your chest. Maybe you can feel just subtle movements through your chin with each inhale, and then slowly lowering the chin with each exhale. Maybe you can even send a breath or two into the spine, helping it elongate. And as we breathe out, just releasing some of those muscles. But just anywhere you can notice your breath and stay with it. Over and over again, we use our mindful breathing as a remote control to turn on our rest, our restore, our relaxed system. Sticking with this breathing for a few more moments as we just notice how it feels to sit upright with our breath. Noticing what it does to our body, to our energy level. As we transition in our practice to the next meditation. Our next meditation in our Medley of Meditations requires us to lay all the way back and down, giving way to gravity. So wherever you are, go ahead and lean back, lay down on your yoga mat, on your carpet, on your couch, wherever you are, just laying and stretching all the way out in our Savasana pose that we've been in many times before as we practice yoga. But just getting comfortable as we lean back, and as we started connecting with our breath, we now connect with our body by practicing the body scan. So starting out, just noticing how it feels to be laying all the way back. Noticing the posture our legs fall into, gently letting our toes point in opposite directions. Just allowing again gravity to pull us downward and us to come into this moment as we just begin to focus on our body together and all the rich sensations that we can notice in this moment. Making sure our breath stays nice and deep and rhythmic throughout all the sessions today. But starting the body scan, bringing our awareness all the way down into the toes of our feet, and just noticing any sensations that can be felt through our toes. Maybe we feel coolness, tingling. Maybe we feel contact points with our socks or footwear. But just getting curious about what we can feel through our toes as we begin our practice. Then tracing down from the toes, feeling into the bottom, the arches of our feet, and then feeling that contact point with the floor through the heels of our feet. Feeling that sensation with maybe the couch, our bed, our yoga mat, the floor, just noticing what it feels like through our heels. And coming around our heels and feeling into the back of the leg. Noticing any sensations through the calf muscle, through our shins. Breathing into our lower leg with awareness, and just knowing any sensations we can feel at all. Again, often we can feel contact points with clothing. We can feel the floor through the calf muscle. Whatever you feel, just begin to breathe into it and notice it, inviting it in. Even if it's tension, pain, discomfort, always inviting it in with curiosity and just noticing what can be felt. Coming up from the lower leg into our knee joints, noticing any sensations we may feel at all. And then moving up and feeling those big muscles through our thighs. Maybe feeling our clothing, coolness, contentment, any sensation at all. Noticing those big contact points through our glutes with the floor. Maybe sending our breath into our upper legs, into our glutes. Exhaling out, just seeing if we can sink a little further down. Giving way into this moment, slowing down together in this body scan. Coming around from our glutes and feeling into the pelvic region. Just becoming curious with any sensations that can be felt as we move upward into an area of great emotion, great systems of digestion, into our stomachs. Maybe we can still feel our deep rhythmic breathing in our stomachs as it gently expands and contracts with each breath. But just noticing anything that can be felt as we begin to trace upward, feeling into our chest, noticing that gentle rise and fall. And tracing around our backs to our lower back, taking a big deep breath into our upper back, feeling those contact points with the floor widen and expand, and exhaling out, allowing ourselves to sink further into gravity, further into this moment together. Coming around from our upper back, feeling into our shoulders, another area that can carry tension, stress, anxiety. Maybe staying here for a few breaths and just seeing what we can feel, what we can notice within ourselves. Noticing how our breathing can massage certain areas, allow us to give way into the moment. Let gravity pull us down and release any tension we might have been holding on to. If our mind has drifted off at any point into worrying, thinking, judging, planning, each time with compassion we invite it back into this moment, sharpening our mind, sharpening our focus. With each redirection, coming up from our shoulders, feeling into the back of our neck. Notice any sensations that can be felt through our throat. And feeling that contact point with the floor, with the couch, with our bed, between the back of our head and whatever surface we're lying on. Breathing into that contact point as our head is just held up effortlessly. We cultivate awareness of any sensations that we can feel through our chin. Breathing in all those intricate muscles that we can feel layered through our jaw, our cheeks. Noticing any sensations we can feel through our eyes, our eyelashes, into our brow area. But just moving our awareness around, paying attention, as if we're feeling into our body for the first time. Noticing any of the sensations from those neurons on the surface, through the temple, through our forehead. And then tracing that awareness all the way up to the very top of our head. Just noticing any sensations that can be felt through the very top of our head. Maybe tingling, but just becoming aware with a hyper-specific focus of this moment, accepting what is in the body. Then coming down from the very top of the head, through back of our neck, tracing down into our shoulders, and coming down into our arms, feeling into the triceps, feeling that contact point with the surface we lie on and the back of our arms, feeling into the biceps, noticing any sensations that can be felt through the elbow. Breathing in with deep awareness into the forearm as we come into our wrist area. Just noticing how we're holding our arms, how we're holding our hands in this moment. And then coming into the highly sensitive area innervated with so many neurons, our hands. First, breathing in with awareness into the palms of our hands and just noticing anything that you can feel in our palms. And then tracing that awareness up our fingers into our fingertips, noticing even the slightest sensations. Whether it's a contact point with something, whether it's changes in temperature. Some people even feel a slight tingling as we zoom into this highly sensitive area that we use to navigate the world of touch. But just keeping up our deep rhythmic breathing and becoming curious for a few moments of anything you can notice through the hands and through the fingers as we honor all the sensation in this highly sensitive area. And each time our mind carries us away, gently steer it back into the body, paying attention and listening to what it's saying to you.
tracing from those fingertips through the palms, up through our arms, shoulders to the top of our head, and then just scanning the body from the very top of our head, through our forehead, down through the intricate muscles in our face, through our throat, through the chest, stomach, down the pelvic region, our thighs, shins, into our ankles, all the way down to the toes of our feet. Just begin scanning with awareness any sensations you feel in the body right now. Could be sensations of coolness, of heat. It may be the contact points with the floor. It may be deepening our breath and sending it into areas where there might be tightness or tension or soreness. Just allowing this elevated focus, attention of mindfulness to scan the body layer by layer, just honoring and accepting what is in this moment. Many people will report feeling this energy swooping and scanning up through the body as our mind drifts section by section, just listening to what can be felt and honoring our bodies when so often in our busy lives we can neglect them or forget to listen to what they're saying. Just allowing that deep breath and awareness to swoop through a few more times, the top of your head down to the toes of your feet. Just becoming aware of everything your body is communicating with you right now. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, breathing in this awareness of the body. Exhaling out, we breathe out through the mouth, pushing out any tension, any soreness, anything we want to let go of in our body. Taking another deep breath in, feeling our chest rise, our stomach rise. Slowly exhaling out, breathing out, letting go into the moment. Taking one last final deep breath in, allowing the air to flow through our body as our mind has. And then just exhaling out completely, feeling the peacefulness, the restored energy of the moment. As we transition into our next meditation. Staying nice and stretched out on the floor, on the couch, on the bed, but staying in this lying down position, we move into our gratitude and loving kindness meditation. As we've grounded ourselves through our mindful breathing, cultivated awareness of the body and sensations, we now highlight that place inside of us that is rich with gratitude, appreciation, and loving kindness. And we do this by keeping our breath nice, slow, and rhythmic as we have been. But we allow our mind to move into the places where we can feel this gratitude and loving kindness. So keeping our breath nice and deep, first allow your mind to begin to cultivate gratitude by imagining the place that you live. Maybe you picture your apartment, your house, your townhome, your condo, but imagining wherever you live. And just start by appreciating this dwelling that you have, knowing that it's kept you safe from storms, from weather, knowing that it's protected you at times, even when we can forget to appreciate it. But then moving into our home and just starting to scan your entire home, room by room, cultivating gratitude for those things that you have in your home. Maybe they're simple things, but you appreciate them now, like the refrigerator keeping your food cold, keeping your beverages cold. Maybe it's the utensils that you have that allow you to prepare various meals and food. Maybe it's the washer and dryer that allows you to have clean clothes. Maybe it's your clothing that we have so much of. But just cultivating this gratitude as you move through your mind, having appreciation for all these things that make your life easier. All these things that many other people from around the world and across the world might not have. But as we slow down and pause with our mindful breath, we bring this gratitude and appreciation of the things we have to the forefront. Maybe it's the bed that we lie on. Maybe it's the food we have stored in our home. It could be keepsakes, photos from great memories, treasures that we found throughout our travels in life. But whatever it is, just cultivate this gratitude in your mind, an appreciation for these things that you have. And then gently placing your left hand over your heart and your right hand gently over your stomach as we move into the loving kindness part. As we just cultivated this gratitude for the things in our lives, we now move inward to the love and the kindness for the people. And we first do this by picturing someone in our mind who has been there for us, who's given their time, shown us love, given us attention. But just picture one person in your life who's made a big difference for you. Maybe you picture them in your mind doing something for you, saying kind words to you. But just imagining this person who is just taking time out of their life to be there for you. Picturing this person in your mind, we repeat the silent mantra. May they be safe, may they be healthy, and may they be at peace. Taking a nice deep inhale through the nose, breathing in this loving kindness of this person. Exhaling out through the mouth, breathing out, letting go all the stress, all the hatred, all the anxiety that can plague us. And picturing this person again in the mind, this person you appreciate, you have gratitude towards, that you have love for. Picturing them standing before us in the mind and saying, may they be safe, may they be healthy, and may they be at peace. Taking the nice, slow, deep inhale through the nose, breathing in this loving kindness we can feel through the hand of our heart. Breathing out all the way, giving in to the moment. And now allowing our mind to picture someone who might need our love, our attention, or our kindness. Maybe it's someone you've been worried about lately. Someone who you know is stressed or battling something they've been having a tough time with. But picturing this person in your mind, maybe somebody you haven't even thought about for a while. But picturing this person in your mind and repeating that loving kindness mantra, may they be safe, may they be healthy, and may they be at peace. Taking the nice, slow, deep inhale through the nose, breathing in this loving kindness, exhaling out through the mouth, all the stress, all the worry. And again, bringing this person into our mind, someone who could use our love, our time, maybe our attention, our intelligence, our caring. Someone who could just use us coming alongside them. And picturing them in our mind and saying, may they be safe, may they be healthy, and may they be at peace. Taking that nice deep inhale through the nose, breathing in the loving kindness that you've generated. Exhaling out completely, releasing the stomach, releasing the lungs as we come into this moment together. And now picturing all beings all across this world in places that we've never been, living lives very different than our own. But all beings across this world who are trying to do their best, trying to live this imperfect human life that we live, but just keeping all humanity in our mind and repeating, may we all be safe, may we all be healthy, and may we all be at peace. Breathing into that left hand over the heart, feeling the right hand over the stomach expand. Exhaling out completely through the mouth. And allowing our mind to stretch in all directions to all people. People close to us, people far away. All people and all beings across this world, just trying to do their best as we try day in and day out. But cultivating this loving kindness from the gratitude and imagining all beings across the globe and saying, may we all be safe, may we all be healthy, and may we all be at peace. Taking the slow, deep inhale into our hands. Breathing out all the worry, all the anger, all the stress we can hold on to inside of us. And just keeping our hand over our chest and one over our stomach for a few more breaths as we transition into our next meditation. and allowing ourselves to slowly roll up on our right side. And just at our own pace, pushing ourselves up into a seated position. Coming into this seated position, we begin our practice of mindful listening. Having our back straight, we can tuck our chin gently, but keeping our eyes closed, just in this more alert, awake posture. As we practice mindful listening, we ground ourselves in our beginner's mind, practicing this mindful tenet of listening for the very first time, studying the richness of all the sounds of the 3 different soundscapes we're going to move into, and just becoming mindful of the moment of everything we can hear. Staying with our deep rhythmic breathing as we move into listening to the first soundscape that we come to, noticing right away what the soundscape does to our energy, to our emotions, as we tune into it now. Noticing right away what this sound brings to mind. Starting to notice where you are in this soundscape. Noticing how close, how far you are from the water. Noticing how it feels on your skin as you just listen intently to all the various sounds that water can make. Listening to the different crashing, rolling, gurgling, bubbling sounds, but all the intricate sounds you can pick up just by listening to these waves to the water. Noticing where your breathing is as you just allow sound to paint a picture in your mind in this moment. Paying attention to the rolling, crashing, maybe even seeing what the ocean looks like on this day in your mind based on just the sounds that we hear. Hearing the waves being pulled inward before they break forward. Hearing the tiny bubbles bursting. And appreciating the pauses as the ocean takes a breath before chugging forward once more. Just listening intently as we begin to transition into our next soundscape. Now moving into the next soundscape and immediately knowing what it does to your breathing, to your energy, to your emotions as you tune in. What images do you begin to paint in your mind of where you are in this scene? Beginning to orient yourself and acquaint yourself with this language that you're hearing as these birds begin to call and communicate to one another. Listening to the different tones, different pitches of these calls. Maybe even picturing in your mind where these birds are in orientation to where you are. Imagining the size of what this bird might look like. And maybe even tuning in to the more background noise calls. Listening to those sounds that are further away. Pay in mind that we can tune out sounds close by and focus in on smaller sounds that appear deeper in the forest. But just appreciating in awe in this moment the array of sounds that we can hear as these birds communicate and chatter back and forth. Keeping our breathing nice and deep as we lie in the middle of this soundscape, listening to sound and appreciating it in its vastness. Noticing how sounds move in and out of our ear, and how we can magnify different sounds and bring them into our attention, our focus. And then transitioning from this scene, staying with our breathing, we move into our final soundscape now. Allowing your mind to draw a picture of what it is you're hearing as you sink into the scene. Noticing what that sound does to the breath, to the mind. Maybe noticing how you feel in the body. As you just tune into this scene and listen intently to the sound. Noticing how the sound has changed. How you begin to hear both human and nature interactions. Appreciating the subtleties of the rain and the pacing of the rain. As we tune in to all the sounds that rain and thunder and a storm can make. Noticing how you're feeling as you tune in and picture yourself in this scene under the umbrella, as you allow the rain to move by and the storm to pass overhead. Staying in this last scene for a few more moments, soaking in all the rich sound that you can hear. Transitioning out of our final soundscape and noticing any and all sounds that you can hear right now in your landscape. As we move into our final meditation, our final meditation caps off all the work that we've done so far in the Medley of Meditations, the silent meditation retreat, where we practice 5 minutes of choiceless awareness. Practicing choiceless awareness allows us to focus our mind on whatever we want in the moment. It could be on everything we hear in the environment we're in. Could be on our breath, our body, sensations. Could be smells. Could be moments of gratitude. But just focusing our mind on anything that we want. Not allowing it to run off into thoughts, into thinking and planning, judgment and worrying. But just allowing it to be centered on something that brings us into this moment together. As you move into this choiceless awareness, paying attention to whatever is in your moment, in your sphere of awareness. Just keeping your eyes closed in your seated posture, and always note what you're telling yourself. As you dive into these 5 minutes, just beginning to notice where your mind goes. Our mind can go in so many different directions. In just a few short seconds, it can begin planning. It can begin judging something. Our job is to steer it back into something that grounds us in the moment over and over again. Doing this with compassion, knowing that our mind will wander, and that our only goal is to bring it back into the moment again and again. Noticing in the pauses if you stuck with something that holds your concentration. Maybe it's your deep breathing. Noticing where the breath is, where you can feel it. Maybe you're still scanning the body, noticing sensations. But just begin to note where you reground yourself, knowing that that may be your anchor when times are difficult. noticing how the mind can start to ask questions. How much longer? How long has it been? But each time, just with compassion, celebrate this moment of stillness, this moment of focus that you're cultivating right now with each breath you take. Paying attention to the gaps, gently noticing where you may have gone, and practicing with kindness, bringing your mind back to the moment, treating the thoughts like passing clouds in the sky, just letting them drift on by and watching them with curiosity. As we come now into our final seconds of our choiceless awareness practice, you might be surprised at how quickly 5 minutes has gone by as you've just tried to pull your mind to focus on something, maybe with sound, your breath, maybe with smells. But wrapping up by taking a nice, slow, deep inhale through the nose, breathing in the stillness of this moment, this peacefulness. Exhaling out completely through the mouth, really letting go of all that rushing we can store inside our bodies. Taking another nice, deep inhale through the nose, celebrating this pause that you took. Exhaling out completely, giving way to this moment. And then taking our final deep breath in through the nose, allowing it to reach the very base of our lungs. Exhaling out completely, allowing ourselves to sink down into our seat one more time as we come into our ending ritual with the bell and the ringing of the bell 3 times. As the sound of the bell fades into the background, slowly move your hands, move your feet, opening your eyes, allowing the light of your room to come in, beginning to notice the room as a whole as you rock your body side to side, maybe reaching your arms up and overhead, and just pausing just for a moment, giving yourself thanks for taking this pause to go inward and cultivating some mindfulness. You did it! After a long meditation, it's always important to pause and check in on our weather. Emotionally, how are you doing right now? Looking at our cognitive mental state, what can you notice right in this moment? And then of course, checking in on our energy level, how are you feeling? Knowing that each time we meditate, we might feel something completely different, and that's completely normal. Meditation is about bringing our mind back to the present moment on one thing over and over again. And in our busy, sped up, anxious lives, learning how to focus our mind and regulate ourselves is always worthwhile, knowing that we might feel something different every time we practice. I look forward to practicing more with you in the future, and thank you for joining me for the Silent Retreat. I'll see you all next time.